REDLINER is a state-of-the-art movement shooter combining aspects of Ghost Runner and Titanfall, most notably with unique systems separating it from the crowd, solidifying its place as its own unique game. It's not a rip-off of any currently existing game, and for that I commend it. As a competitive game, it is far from beginner-friendly, but with enough practice can be picked up. Being a game that has in-depth systems, it takes time to learn, but when refined, feels like a dream. Compared to that of the current Roblox FPS games genre, this game feels even more skilled, with the variety of its mechanics being superb. Within REDLINER are three core aspects of gameplay: movement, swordplay, and gunplay, with all three combining to create several distinctive ways of playing the game. And the beauty of the movement shooter genre is the many different ways that people play. There is no one answer. REDLINER's movement is a beautifully made system combining various tools and mechanics. The game itself says there is no speed limit, with familiar systems such as bunny hopping, bee hopping, dashes, and grapple hooks. When combined, they begin to coalesce as rich game mechanics. REDLINER's swordplay is quintessential to movement, as both interact with one another. Speed is strength, and within REDLINER is a mechanic called clashing. When two players attack each other at the same time, the one at the higher speed wins the clash and deals more instability damage. Instability can be summarized as posture for you Souls players. For those unfamiliar, if the instability bar fills all the way, you become destabilized, staggered if you will. Alongside this is sliding and dashing, quick ways to gain momentum, where sliding for long enough charges up your sword for more range and deals more instability damage. This creates clash trading, one of the most cinematic, epic interactions with the game, where two players begin to fight blow for blow until one staggers. This is where guns come in. Guns in REDLINER all have unique roles, with there being 4 weapons as of making this video. I will only be covering the Castigate and the Siege in this video due to my experience with them. Within clashes, you can mix it up with guns. The Castigate, being the default pistol, deals a hefty 60 damage. Using your sword, you can parry. Parrying a gun successfully negates the damage and instead increases your instability. Missing a parry also increases instability. You can parry every weapon in the game, including swords, increasing enemies' instability as well, and reducing your own. With all 3 of the core mechanics, it sounds really complex at some points, doesn't it? But I should mention how relatively forgiving some of them are. Other mechanics are a bit more brutal, but the fundamentals are easy for any player to really pick up. Parry timing, while can be a bit jarring for players to get used to, especially if those out of their depth, can hear or see the bright glints from any gun, and parrying, and even parrying early, works out most times. Whereas the real challenge comes from movement, which challenges the higher skilled players, maintaining your speed being your main powerhouse for clashing. This can be fought off with well-timed parrying, so even players who are a bit more inept aren't necessarily exempt from the game, meaning for players who haven't got the movement down, they can patiently wait and use mind games to beat their opponents and parry. And that is just one of the many ways to play the game. As we are currently discussing movement, there are many ways to gain momentum. Using the grapple hook and backdashing at the same time, a player can quickly redirect themselves in any direction, whereas doing a ground slam and cancelling it with your slide carries the down slam speed into your movement, and as the 2 of the more complicated techs, but with enough practice, anyone can pick them up. What this creates are surprisingly complex interactions with enemy players, in which you choose to parry or clash, where REDLINER surprisingly begins to shine as not just an FPS, but psychological warfare. That's a joke for the record, but you get the idea. Every process and moment has thought involved for both the developer and the player, and it's beautiful to see that in a game. You earn your gun from clashing, parrying, and landing hits, filling your ammo. These can be used to switch up your gameplay, apply pressure, or utilize movement. The Castigate is a brilliant weapon for mix-ups, whereas the Siege can be whiffed and players can miss their parry, increasing instability even more compared to landing an actual shot using it to gain momentum to win clashes. Every gun in this game has a unique role they fill, and using it in dozens of unique ways and unique methods of getting kills. Each gun is created with intention and care, and I've only barely scratched the surface. But the developers of REDLINER have created a beautiful game that has 3 unique systems that combine together to create almost seamless transitions between 3 avenues of gameplay. More importantly, this is unique to REDLINER. There are no games that I know as of right now that are similar to this. Now, alongside this is the way the game presents itself. Rather than being super monetized slop with dozens of wheels and super vibrant colors, it presents itself in a particular style, which I feel is heavily underappreciated. As many aspects of games nowadays, and especially Roblox, many going with the same one look, REDLINER sets itself in this diluted high-tech city. The UI reflecting that of a server or console makes you feel like you're some kind of hacker. It harnesses this nostalgic old atmosphere combined with the music There's something about this game feels far more immersive than most first-person shooters I've played on Roblox. REDLINER's aesthetic feels unsaturated, but is contrasted with its kill effects, like the little skull popping up on the bottom of your screen or impact frames, which feels special thanks to the monotonous environment, where getting kills or firing the dazegxd, for example, makes the game dip to black. By using these bright, monotonous tones, the darkness creates impact. To top this off, the game's indicators are clear as enemy weapons stand out thanks to the dull environments, making it easier for players to be aware of their surroundings despite their speed. REDLINER makes you feel like you're participating in a digital arena. While technically most PvP games are digital arenas, by definition, it emphasizes this through its UI and general design. The constant reminder of it being a game allows a player to recall that with every loss comes learning, and even in the game's tips, they remind the player of this. It makes a player feel like the center of the game, something many FPS games don't necessarily do. Guns in REDLINER have brilliant sound design as well. Smaller weapons like the dazegxd still feel sleek and powerful compared to the Judgment of the Monarch's legitimate server loud boom. It is just that loud, but it's just right, like Goldilocks. I might sound like I'm getting at something extreme here, but the looks and music of a game seem like something so basic and trivial, but when you look at most popular Roblox games and even the most popular FPS games, rivals, there can be an astounding lack of visual fidelity. I feel that the greatest comparison I can draw on is, as aforementioned, Rivals. I played the games a couple times with my little brother, and what can I say? It's a game that does the bare minimum. It's monetized with instant kill guns and packages and dozens of wheels, and if you get shot by a sniper rifle in the head, while in most games that's just instant death, it just feels at times unfair. I hate to say it, but the lack of gambling options in a game like REDLINER is incredibly refreshing, and while there are skins in REDLINER, they are just skins. What we have, shockingly, is an actual game in a platform infested with quick monetization and repeats of already existing games. REDLINER is a starkly unique IP, and its design sells that. So ultimately, what we have is a game that has such a unique identity without having to shove it in your face, unlike many other games with their oversaturated UIs and visuals. This feels simple enough, with gameplay that is snappy, addictive, and fast in the best ways possible, and uniquely complex in every interaction. This is something Roblox hasn't seen before, or at least not in a long time. So I highly encourage you, play REDLINER, give it a shot. It might not be everyone's cup of tea due to the high skill ceiling and competitive environment, and that's okay. You can always go back, play a different game. But if you are into this genre, I encourage you, give it a shot. I just wanted to make a little outro here. Since making this video, all of this footage has been recorded in the past, and I've tried out more of the guns. The Monarch is incredibly fun, the Siege, the dazegxd, the whole game. I haven't played it in a little bit now because I've been so busy, but seriously, I cannot express how shocking it was to play REDLINER for the first time. The rush of adrenaline and the experience of playing a movement shooter that felt like everything I've ever wanted. I'm honestly just a bit speechless about how games like this come out on Roblox and they fail to succeed because the platform is littered with more slop. Things like, I made another video on Steelbound, and Steelbound is a great game, but it gets a measly 50 or 46 players average. And as of recording now, REDLINER has gone from its 8k players down to 1.7k. I just asked the question, where do all these people go? What is happening? Why do these games fail to gain the attention they deserve? I just feel that you should really give REDLINER a shot and support real games. Not your brain-rot slop, not your recreations of already existing games on Roblox. This REDLINER is unique. Try it, please.